God's process hurts before it heals. Let those words sink in for a second, because if you're anything like me, you've asked God for a breakthrough, and life responded with a breakdown. You wanted clarity. You got confusion. You asked for peace. You got pressure. You were expecting promotion. But instead came pain. And now you're questioning everything. You're wondering, did I hear God wrong? Did I mess something up? Why does following God hurt more than walking away? Let me tell you something raw and real. The process is not punishment, it's preparation. There's a version of you that can't carry what you're praying for. So, God begins the painful work of transformation, not on the surface, but deep, in the unseen places. Because when God decides to elevate you, He won't build on a cracked foundation. Look at Joseph again. He had a dream from God at 17. But the very next chapter of his life, he's in a pit, sold into slavery, locked in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Why? Because the dream was right, but the man wasn't ready. So God didn't cancel the dream. He just developed the man. And it took years. Not weeks, not months. Years. Because real preparation isn't rushed. God will test your heart in obscurity before He trusts you with visibility. He'll teach you how to worship when no one's watching, so you don't perform when everyone is. He'll let rejection shape you so you don't crave approval from people when He finally lifts you up. Let me make this personal. I've been through seasons where I cried more than I prayed, where I smiled in public but I was breaking in private, where I watched people I loved walk away, and I still had to keep trusting that God was working behind the silence. It hurt. But now, looking back, it was necessary. I wasn't ready to be who I am becoming. God had to cut the version of me that couldn't carry the weight, the fear, the pride, the impatience, the ego, the trauma. He had to burn off what couldn't stay. You see, we love the promise, but we don't talk enough about the process. We preach about David being king, but not about David being hunted. We celebrate Esther's crown, but not the years of silence before her moment. Every chosen vessel went through it. Pain, waiting, crushing, silence. Because before God brings you into your next chapter, He always closes the door on the last one. And sometimes that door closes hard.